Hi everyone, welcome back. So I'm really excited to share this great news that I am going to be releasing a Cuckold guidebook pretty soon, you guys. Now the idea came across my mind, it was like months ago as I was being inundated with emails back to back from you guys, mostly cuckold men, who wanted me to address their questions and their concerns and their issues and their problems and trying to navigate the challenges of the cuckold lifestyle. And so I would receive these emails from you guys and I would respond in a live video, and I realized that the questions just kept coming. It's like the more videos I made in response to your emails, the more questions you guys gave me, right? So I felt like I could never thoroughly address every single person's question in a video. And I know that even this book is not going to be the end all be all to all of your questions, because when you read the book, you're going to be inspired and motivated to explore. First of all, it's going to take you to a deeper place in your life and who you are and your identity. Whether you're a cuckold, whether you are a beta man, whether you are a submissive woman, whether you're a dominatrix, whether you are a bull, no matter your position and how you identify yourself, this book is going to drive you even deeper to explore that part of yourself and who you are. I have so much to say, you guys, and I'm really excited about this book. It's a self-help guidebook, shall I say. I think that, as I was saying, it's not going to be the end-all, be-all. Like, as you plunge deeper into exploring who you are as whatever identity that you hold, right? As I said, whether you're a cuckold man, or whether you're a bull, whether you're submissive, as you begin to be challenged to explore these depths of yourself and your identity, it's going to get you to think, right? And you're going to be pulled in different directions that maybe you haven't been put in before, right? Like, I think I have the tendency, when I am engaging with you guys and responding to your questions or whatever position that you have, right? Whether it's a thought, an ideology, an unresolved conflict that you are dealing with, I think I have the tendency, as you guys have seen, to take you to a place that you haven't gone. And I'm thankful that you guys trust me to take you to that place. I think that it's exciting. It can be scary, because it's an unfamiliar place. It's a place that you haven't yet conquered. You haven't seen. But it's worth going there. And so I'm excited to share with you guys who are watching this video that, first of all, thank you guys. Thank you guys for your support. I think that this dynamic that we've shared over, I would say, the past couple years, because I look back and I saw when I first made a cuckold video. My very first cuckold video was published. It was made and published on June 11th, 2019. So we're coming up on the 3-year anniversary for this whole cuckold series, which I didn't even think at the time would be a series, right? When I made my first cuckold video, first of all, I didn't know much about the lifestyle. I was speaking from an interaction, a few conversations that I had with an ex-partner, and it was like an idea. It's like I told you guys before, I've never practiced cuckolding per se, but I've been exposed to the idea of it. I was initially exposed to the idea of it from my ex-partner, who is ex-military. So he served in the United States military for a period of time, and he told me that when we were dating, before he actually met me, right? This is his experience when he was in the military, how these white men, like officers, would approach him and try to solicit his interest in having sex with their wives, right? And this is like part of a subset of military culture. And so he, explored that with me. He shared that with me, given that I'm a pretty transparent person. And I have an open mind, and I'm very alternative in my thinking, and even in my lifestyle. And so he felt comfortable enough to share that with me. But he admitted that he turned it down, and I talked about that in my first video. And so it just this whole series kind of evolved from me sharing my thoughts on cuckolding, and I broke it down very succinctly in a way that hasn't been approached ever, based on the feedback that you guys have given me, right? So from that, of course, I got an overwhelming number of emails, comments, and I took heed to what you guys were saying, and I would make more videos just to go even deeper into it, which I think you guys appreciated greatly, clearly, from the interactions I've seen on the videos that I've made. I have a whole cuckold series, and I looked at my YouTube channel. I created a whole playlist of cuckold videos, and it's like over 60. It's like over 60 videos. I didn't even realize how many I had made to address this, and I felt like I covered the breadth of the topic and what a person could really, be able to expound upon. I felt like I covered it. But there's always some kind of untouched territory someplace, right? So I wanted to share here in this video, given that this is an announcement for this new book that is underway, that this book is actually going to be co-written, right? So I'm not going to be the sole author. You guys, and shall I say girls, are going to also help me write this book. So I invite you to visit my website. Click on the tab that says Cuckold Guidebook. I will leave the link below so you guys can check that out. Click on the link, and I want you to fill out the form. It's a very short form. Fill out the form. Part of the form, we're going to go through that actually here in the video. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to break it down. But I want you guys to share your perspective, share your thoughts, share your questions especially. So if you have a burning question that is related to the topic of cuckolding, please share it with me via that website link, okay? So it's going to be in the video description here. You guys who are watching on YouTube, just click on the description and you'll be able to see the link. And for you guys who are watching on Facebook, just look in the comment section. You'll be able to see it very clearly. But use that link so that we can have a discourse. And if you would like to remain anonymous, which most likely you will, I can use, let's say, your first name if you want me to. But make it clear if you want to remain anonymous, which usually that's just the standard of how I approach these questions. And I will include your question, your comment, your scenario, right? You can give a hypothetical situation, which you guys have been doing. I will include that in a section of my book. And yeah, let's have fun with this. It's going to be bigger than just a book, though. I mean, I have already expressed to you guys that we're building a community surrounding this lifestyle, too. I think, obviously, it started online, right, on the internet, but it is going to evolve to an in-person community. And I have been scouting out locations, which you guys have saw that I actually make videos of potential locations that we could own here in New York City and occupy to be able to gather face to face, right? So I think that's going to be a very exciting thing. That's just one of many projects that we're working on here with this Cuckold BDSM community. I have to emphasize the BDSM part. Actually, I think, as I said before, BDSM is more of the bigger umbrella for cuckolding and many alternative lifestyles and situations. Okay, I just ordered some dinner. It's on its way. But yes. So I know you guys do share your comments here on my video, and that's fine. But if you would like to co-create this book with me, I encourage you guys to use the form. So let's go through the form. And I'm going to also tell you guys what is actually going to be covered in the book. It's so exciting. Someone says, why am I not at work? I don't know what time it is where you are, but it is 6:56. Who works after 4:30? Not I. Not I. And it was actually a nice day at work, by the way. For you guys who don't know, I am a clinical psychologist. I work at a state hospital here in New York. And it's good work. But that's a different topic. It's related, but it's different. So let's get into this list here of topics, or shall we say chapters, that will be included here in this guidebook. Now, only reason why I'm doing this is because you guys asked for it. So I've listened to what you guys have said. Many of you have mentioned that, you wish that you had a self-help book, right? You wish you had a guidebook, a how-to book when it comes to this lifestyle and different activities that are practiced, because you've made many mistakes. But I think there's a beauty in the mistakes too, right? You may feel like, okay, it was a bad choice that you made, right? Based on the outcome. But it also can be a good experience too, right? It's all in how you look at it. It's all in your perspective. So, in this book, hold on. All right, in this book, we're going to talk about real life cuckold challenging scenarios. And that's the thing. It's like, okay, yes, we've discussed this in terms of a video format, and that's cool. But it's nothing like having a tangible piece of timeless information that you can behold in your hands, right? And it's yours to keep. And not only that, anyone who knows me knows I'm a very kind of nostalgic, interesting character, the way I go about doing things, right? So I'm the type of person that will put certain information in the form of a book that no one else will be able to have unless you have that book, right? Just very meticulous like that. Even when it comes to my videos, I will insert tidbit of information I think that is very valuable in a certain place in my video that you have to watch the entire video to get it, right? And then no one else is privy to that information. I just do things like that on purpose. So, all right. So we're going to talk about real life cuckold challenging scenarios. There's going to be a Q&A with that. We're also going to discuss psychology of cuckolding, which that's my forte, obviously. I'm going to kind of delve into the psychological underpinnings of this whole cuckold dynamic. Why men and women are drawn to this lifestyle. We're going to talk about the psychological effects of cuckolding, right? How does the practice of these activities, how does that impact you on a psychological and emotional level? Break it down. The benefits of cuckolding. And this is going to be an open conversation that's probably never going to end. Like never, it's going to be never ending conversation, which apparently is what's happening. But with the book, for those who get a copy of the book, you'll see that it's just going to open the door for more conversation. All right. The benefits of cuckolding, the pitfalls of being a beta male cuckold, humiliation in cuckolding, which you guys can see that there's some overlap between these topics that will be discussed in the book and things that we've already talked about before in previous videos. Interracial cuckolding, cuckolding in the Black community, how to introduce a partner to the lifestyle. That's like one of the most asked questions that you guys have. How do I tell my partner? How do I invite my partner? And I will tell you guys exactly how. Intersection of BDSM and cuckolding. I feel like you can't talk about cuckolding without mentioning BDSM. There's clearly a dynamic there. So we're going to go into that. And then also cuckold safety tips. So this is where you guys come in. If there is a specific angle that you would like for me to talk about, here's your chance. Now I know some of you guys have bad timing, and it happens this way. It always does, right? Even with my nonprofit literary organization where I feature authors and independently published authors, and I promote their work. We do contests. We have the top 100 authors of the year. Anytime we have these events, right, and things like this, it's like people are always late. And then they get mad at me because they're like, I'm late. Why didn't you tell me? How did I miss this, right? And it's inevitable. It always happens. So I know, of course, I'm making this announcement, right? Some of you guys are going to grab onto it. But then there's always a good handful that, for whatever reason, right, they may think that, oh, well, I don't have to respond by the deadline. Or they just may not know. I think for the most part, people just don't know, right? Until it's too late. And then they're like, oh. It's like they find out from some other people, right? After so many people kind of jump on it. But at that point, it's too late for them, right? The book is going to already be published. And they're like, oh, man, I had this question. I wanted you to say this, or I wanted you to address this. Well, it's going to be too late. This is your chance, right? Like I said, you can also submit anonymous inquiries if you would like. Feel free. But those are going to be the topics. And now let's talk about the actual form here on my website that you guys can use. Alright. DanielleLeash.com is my website. It's my name, simple. I know a lot of y'all call me Danny, and that's cool. Danny is actually the name that my dad calls me sometimes. Well, most of the time. He used to call me Daniel L. But I get it now. So I actually used my dad's nickname that he called me when I was younger. I used that as my pen name for my book, Dying to Submit. You guys see. But go to my website, DanielleLeash.com. And then hover over where it says books. It's going to be the first tab under books. The name of the tab is called Cuckold Guidebook. I made it simple. Very simple. The form, basic, right? It asks for your name. It asks for your email address. It asks for your mailing address, okay? mailing address where you would like to receive a copy of the book. And by the way, did I forget to mention that it's free? I don't think I mentioned that. But yes, it's free. Unless you would like to submit a donation. But this is free. The book is free, especially to those who will be getting an advance copy. Of course, it's free. So with that, I would like for you guys to tell me a book title. What would you like this book to be called, right? And of course, anyone who, like I said, wants to remain nameless, you will. Most likely, you will, right? But if there's a person that, like, they want the recognition, then you're going to get your recognition, right? If you want it, just specify. In the last box here on this form, it says to please share your comments or question below. You have plenty of space to let it all out, right? Actually, this box is for people who really would like to be a part of the book, who would like to co-create this book with me. And in doing so, you're not going to do anything different, right? You're going to do what you've been doing, which is basically sharing your story or your fantasy and soliciting my advice or my perspective on it. So, and I will give you just that in the book. So this is going to be exciting. I cannot wait. I can't wait. I think more importantly, like, this is going to be the foundation where I can actually, this is going to be like the impetus for me to be able to connect on a deeper level with you guys, right? Granted, I do that here in my videos, but even more so, it's going to take it a step a little bit further, because at some point, if you guys are courageous enough, we can actually have a live discussion, live in person, right, about these topics. But on that note, I'm going to end this video here. Feel free to share your comments below. And definitely feel free to use the link to reach out to me. The deadline, it's going to be soon. Like, I'm not going to drag this thing out. So the deadline to submit this form to me, and this is to get a free copy of the book, right? Given that I produced my first video on cuckolding June 11th, it was, if I'm not mistaken. Let's double check. It doesn't hurt to double check, but I think it's June 11th. I think I'm gonna make the deadline June 11th. That's fair enough. Today is June 1st, 2022. So I think that's fair enough. Oh, there we go. Go back. Go back. Go back. Where are you, playlist? So I'm on my YouTube channel right now. And wait, what happened? Okay. On my YouTube channel, Author D. Leach, and clicking on the playlist, Cuckold playlist.
Hey guys.
That's my very first video.
Hi guys.
Hi guys. That's my favorite intro, clearly. Alright, so go back. When was this? Now I'm like all up in y'all. Up close and personal. Alright.
So let's see. I'm trying to decide if I should put it here.
Looking at the date. Where's the date? Where are you? I should have just did this at first, right? Alright. Wait, why is it not showing the date on here? I'm tripping or what? The fuck is the date?
But on the other side, it's
Alright, anyway. You know what? I'm not gonna fool with that. I'm not gonna fucking fool with YouTube not showing me the freaking date. But it's there. So, like I said, I believe it's June 11th when I made my very first Cuckold video. It was 2019. We're talking about 3 years later. So, I think the deadline is going to be June 11th, 2022. Why not? It's like perfect timing. When I saw that I made that video June 11th, 2019, I'm like, yo, 611 and the 6-1. So the link that I share with you guys, danielleleach.com / cuckold guidebook. I actually published that today. That went live today on my website. So use it, okay? And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. This is going to be interesting. I'm thinking about a cover. I think, you know what? I think less is more. So the cover just might not be any like objects or people on the cover. It just might be something very basic, like words. Perhaps. I don't know. Knowing my imagination, who knows what might be. Who knows what's going to be on the cover. But this is going to be fun. Let me know what you guys feel and what you guys think about this new book that you guys asked for. I'll catch you guys later, the next one.